year 2008 is a landmark year in world demographics. For the first time in history, there are more people living in the world cities than in the rural areas. As cities grow and expand, something else mushrooms alongside: the urban slum. The slum is the new age city's underbelly, providing vital workforce to fuel its global ambitions. This slum in Bangalore is nearly 30 years old and is in a state of constant transition. Gaming parlors add to its attractions, thriving in the shadows of the IT city. When cities grow at such a frantic pace, it's only natural that the urban slum becomes the fastest growing human habitat. In the struggle for available resources, slum dwellers occupy the lowest rungs of society. Condemned to day-to-day survival, they use all the means available at their disposal, including children. Most residents here are daily wage laborers who've left their villages behind in search of employment. Families get by in a fraction of the space they were used to, pushing many children to discover freedom on the street. Other children land on the street to earn money when there isn't enough at home. No less than 6 million children live in India's slums, the highest anywhere in the world. Over time, peer group influence sucks some of them into a perpetual ring of addictions, drugs, alcohol, deviant behavior, and violence, a universal phenomenon seen all over the world. What is life like?
डेली हमारा सुबह ही उठा तो शाम कुछ पीला खाता, सुबह व्यापार जाता ना, शाम तक भी उस पीला का शाम को लड़ता। इतना पैसा दिया तो तुझे बसाता नहीं, उतना पैसा दिया तो बसाता नहीं, तो क्या कच्चे किधर कच्चे का बोल को पीला का लड़ता, मारे रात को भी मारे।
पॉइंटेड के तुपुरा डेली कूली हम लोग वेले अभी की तभी अब बच्चा जाऊं सलूदला कोई है मिचर तुम वेले कस्टमर दिलिया कुड़ी को।
These are just two of the hundreds of women grappling with the problems of alcoholic husbands. In addition, they look after the household, earn for the family, and bring up their children as best as they can. Uncertain as the future is, it leaves them little time to care for the children, who are just waiting to seek adventure outside. A small rupture in the family bond, and the child is on the street. He's soon lured into addictions. In trying out corrective measures, the parents end up becoming aggressive and disconnected.
कितना मारो मार खाता, नंगा कर को मत डाले, कपड़े काट को, मिर्ची काटा डाले, गुड़ का पानी डाले, क्या के कर डाले, मदरसे मिले लग जग छोड़े, सूटकेस कपड़े पूरा छोड़ डाल को चाकने मंगाए करते हजरत, चाकने के कासा लगती गिट कर लग भाग कागा.
The mothers are desperate, and there's no solution in sight. It was at this timely moment that SATHI stepped in to help. For the last 15 years, SATHI, a Bangalore-based NGO, has worked relentlessly to relocate lost and runaway children from India's railway platforms back to their homes. Their de-addiction camps have also helped many of these children come out of substance abuse. But SATHI faces a new challenge in replicating these camps for slum children, because gaining inroads here is not easy. The uniqueness of SATHI's approach is its tremendous faith in India's family system, gained from years of reuniting children with their families. Even in this very different setting, they continue to count on the same thing: the Indian mother's affection for her child. Building the trust of the community leaders, they visit the homes of children who are addicted, show deviant behavior, and spend most of their time on the street. After several rounds of persuasion, a few children finally enlist for the camp. SATHI's first impression that these are children from broken homes began to fade. It soon gave way to a heartwarming discovery that not all families are dysfunctional. Even as the mother struggles to remedy the situation for her deviant child, there are still few takers for the de-addiction camps. Often, it's because the parents are unable to send the child away for the long 20-day period, or they fear what might happen to their child.
चोरां को पोलियां को सेंटर जेल में डाल तीन कर को बोले आदमी अब वहाँ डाल दले थे मैं कान से गरीबां खर्चा कर को लाना सो
எனக்கு பயமா இருந்துச்சு பசங்களை அனுப்புறதுக்கு. அது மாதிரி பசங்களை கூட்டின்னு போயிட்டு எங்கன்னா விட்டுடுவாங்கன்ட்டு எனக்கு பயமா இருந்துச்சு. அதனால இங்கே முருகேசன் இருக்கிறாங்களே அவங்க கிட்ட சொல்லி அவங்க ஒத்துக்குனாக்கா நாங்கள் பசங்களை அனுப்பிச்சு வைக்கிறோம், இல்லைன்னா அனுப்பிச்சு வைக்கலாங்க.
ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಈ ಸಾಥಿ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯವರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು ಆಗ್ತಾರ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಉಪಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗನ್ನೂ ಕಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೆ.
Eventually, about 20 children enroll in the camp. The focus age group is 10 to 15 years, as this group is usually able to understand and learn from various activities. The staff make detailed lists of children's profiles, their age, education, dropout duration, duration on the streets, level of substance use, and deviant behavior. They map the child's relationship with his family members, neighbors, and friends. They also ensure that these are children with genuinely caring parents, a factor crucial for reintegration of the child into the family. Approval is finally taken from the panchayat and the police. These are children who suffer from high or medium level of substance abuse and spend 8 or more hours on the street. They've also been out of school for 6 months or more. For the next 20 days, they will work on minimizing their addictions and deviant behavior. The camp approach aspires to inculcate love and trust in the family and create interest in education. The camp, usually located beyond city limits, is far from the madding crowd and its many distractions. Leaving the pressures of slum life behind, the ambience of the place brings in a calming effect on the body and mind. The first week focuses on behavioral control, and the second week on goal orientation. In the third week, there is individual counseling of the child.
ನನ್ನ ಅಪ್ಪ ಗಾರೆ ತರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ನನ್ನ ಅಮ್ಮ ಬಾತ್ರೂಮ್ ತರ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಹೊಡಿತಾರೆ ಆರಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಬಿಟ್ಟು நான் ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ சிகரெட் அதெல்லாம் அச்சுன்னு அப்புறமா வீட்டுக்கு வருமா ஒரு ரூபா கொடுமான்னு கேட்குமா, தராது. என் ஆயாட்ட போயிட்டு ஆயா 2 ரூபா இருந்தால் கொடு, நான் கொடுக்குவோம். இப்போ சிகரெட் வாங்கி நான் அப்படியே பாத்ரூமில் போய் அடிச்சுட்டு ஓடியாந்துருவேன். ஒரு வாட்டை பீடி எல்லாம் அச்சுன்னு இருந்தேன், ஒரு வாட்டை 3 நாள் பீடி அடிக்காதே இருந்தேன். அப்புறமா வாங்கடா பீடி அடிக்கலான்னு.
Each activity is designed to help concentrate the restless mind into creative and constructive pursuits.
इससे सभी बहुत मेहनत करना है, क्योंकि बच्चे लोग फर्स्ट वीक में हम ना चीटिंग करते हैं और एस्केप माइंड डालते हैं, इधर किधर छोड़े तो भी कुछ विषय को भी इंटरेस्ट नहीं देते, इसलिए हम कोसा कैम्प का सब्जेक्ट को हम कम करते हैं। थर्ड वीक में तो फुल फीलिंग आकर रहता है बच्चा, मुझे माँ बाप को देखना है सर, क्यों देखना है, नहीं सर मुझे बहुत याद आ रही है, मैं माँ बाप की बात नहीं सुना पहले, ऐसा अपने गलती का एहसास जगा लेता है हमारे सामने.
ಅಡಿಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಪರಿಣಾಮ ಬೀರುತ್ತೆ, ಕೇರಿಂಗ್ ಹೆಂಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಇಬ್ಬರು ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಮತ್ತು ಪಾಲಕರ ನಡುವಿನ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಏನು, ಸೊ ಈ ವಿಷಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು ಓರಿಯೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು 5 hours ನಾವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಲ್ಲೂ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ.
When professional counseling is not available to all children, counseling through building relationship seems to work.
And the best part of it, what you need to appreciate is these are done by non-mental health professionals, because they are available for them, they are accessible, and number 3, if nobody is going to care for them, there is going to be a larger percentage of children who are going to graduate to a higher level of addictions.
The journey inward is a turning point. It is a time of reflection and contemplation, of coming to terms and making peace with oneself and the world around. Affection for the family rebounds in their hearts, and there is renewed determination not to return to old ways. At the end of these heady 20 days is a new beginning, marked by the camp closing ceremony. All the parents are invited, along with guests from various NGOs.
அப்பனாயினா அம்மானாயினான்னு சொல்லி தந்தாங்க. போய் பீடி சிகரெட்லாம் அடிக்காதப்பா.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾங்க ಎದನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಸೊನ್ನಾಗ வீட்டில் ಮದಿಗೆ ಮಾಟಾನ್ಗೋ.
ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗಿಂದ ಇವಾಗ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಆರುತ್ತೇವೆ ರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಚ್ಚು ತೆಂಗಿನ ಮರಕ್ಕೂ ಮೇಲೆ.
It's a high point when the mothers and children reaffirm their commitment, a commitment to their responsibilities and relationships, in short, to their lives. And finally, the children are back home. But how does the child readjust to life under the same pressures that he had left behind? To aid the situation, SATHI helps to readmit the children to school, or else they are referred for skill training or helped to find work if the child is above 14.
और ये बच्चा जो है अरबाज बोल के ये हमारी क्लास में पढ़ रहा है. पहले लड़ाई झगड़ा मारपीट वगैरह करता था क्लास में, और पढ़ाई में भी उसका मन नहीं लगता था. अब थोड़ा सा बदलाव देखने को मिल रहा है.
हमारे नवासे को कैंप को भेजी थी मैं, बाद में कैंप से आने के बाद स्कूल को जाता हूँ. अब फर्स्ट ईयर एग्जाम दे रहा है. कैंप को भेजे के बाद में उन्हें अच्छा रखो, सीधा रखो. स्कूल से आते के माने घर में काम कर ले को रहता है. स्कूल கலாய்ப்பு போயின்னுக்குறாங்க. அது முன்ன ஸ்கூலுக்கு போக மாட்டாங்க. பேக் எடுத்துட்டு போய் ஸ்கூல்ல வச்சுட்டு எங்கன்னா மோரியில வச்சுட்டு ஆட்ட ஆடுறதுக்கு போயிடுவாங்க. இப்போ அது மாதிரி ಇಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಗೆ போறாங்க, வீட்டுக்கு போறாங்க.
ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 8-10 ವರ್ಷ ಕಲಿತಂತ ಮಗು 20 ದಿವಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೆಪ್ ಇಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು.
In dealing with the complex problems of rehabilitating street children, SATHI finds support from professional institutions.
Every child is supporting SATHI in two kinds of things, in primarily on reuniting children with the families and or into the villages wherever they could go as a condition. So one of them is the slum children. So that's slightly different in a sense. I mean, most of them, they do have the family in the slums as a condition, but still they don't go, or they don't like to go for a variety of reasons. I mean,
so we sometimes bridge the gap like education. If they have studied 8th or 9th or 7th, dropped out, we have an option of providing them 10th standard using specially the Karnataka Open School model and National Open School model. We have a vocational training here for 4 trades: tailoring, electronics, computers and printing.
Our experience, our experiment has sort of thrown up a full solution that these children need not be on the street. There are homes. The children can continue back at home. These children can change their behavior. Deviant behavior can be, corrected, and misuse of the substances can be reduced. So this is a very heartwarming experience. I wish the other NGOs who are specialized into the, different components of this journey continue to get engaged there, so we can collaborate.
In the last 3 years, nearly 600 children have been rehabilitated. Follow-up visits show that 70% of these children continue to go to school or work. It's a drop in the ocean, but a beginning has been made. It's now the turn of local communities and youth groups to ensure that the good work done is carried on. A recent government ad says, "We are ready. How about you?" The road to school can never be far. But these children in the slums are not yet ready. Government bodies like Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, city corporations and NGOs could collaborate to scale up this ingenious experiment. It will perhaps bridge a crucial gap so that children can go back to school. And as life continues to weave its eternal fabric, joy and sorrow, youthful energy and aged wisdom jostle for space. To this life, what does SATHI bring? Perhaps it's a bit of love and togetherness in a place of estrangement. Perhaps it's a bit of orderliness in place of chaos. But beyond all that, it has given numerous children a chance to rebond with their lives, simply for the sake of a brighter tomorrow.